Odilo TV here, back with another vid for you guys. Yeah, y'all, hit that subscribe, like, bell icon so y'all can be notified of this reel because y'all know Odilo keeps it real. Yeah, you guys, I'm not going to be on here too long, but I just wanted to point this out, right? So, Stephen Fulton versus Inoue is supposed to go down in the spring, right? In the spring. And Fulton is supposed to be going to Japan, right, to fight Inoue. And me, I just wanted just to point out something. You feel what I'm saying? So if this fight goes down, all this means is that Earl Spence Jr. just been doing a lot of capping, right? Talking about that he doesn't, that they're on different sides of the street and, making up all these excuses. But the last time I checked, Inoue is on Top Rank. And Fulton is on the PBC. Right? So we've been hearing, years of capping. Years of just capping, man. And if this fight takes place, Stephen Fulton, right, he just exposed Earl Spence Jr. as being a coward. Right? Because if Stephen Fulton fights Inoue and he goes to Japan to fight Inoue, that means that Earl Spence Jr. could have fought Terrence Crawford a long time ago. And the sides of the street nonsense, is just that, nonsense. Right? Now we have several, examples of this. Several examples. Crawford versus Felix Diaz. Crawford versus John Molina. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury twice. Now we have this example. Right? Now we have this example of Inoue and Fulton. And Fulton is a PBC fighter and Inoue is a top-ranked fighter. So if they can come to an agreement and fight, right, why couldn't Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford come to an agreement when Terrence Bud Crawford was on Top Rank to come with a fight? Or was Earl Spence Jr. just using that as a damn excuse to get up out of a fight? It seems to me he just was using it as a damn excuse because if Fulton is on the PBC and if he can fight a top-ranked fighter in Inoue, why couldn't Earl Spence Jr. fight Terrence Bud Crawford? Make it make sense. See, man, now everything comes out in the end, you guys. Everything in the dark eventually comes to the light, right? Everything in the dark eventually comes to the light. And these PBC fighters, they basically getting exposed, right? Like people, now all of a sudden, since Rick Laser right? He came out with the Tank Davis numbers of 61,000. Everybody and their mama, had to come out with numbers. All of a sudden, when nobody was coming out with numbers until Rick Glazer released that 61K. Now we got phantom reporters on Boxing Scene releasing, 200 to 250. They don't even put their name on the article. Just a Boxing Scene staff member. This is what it said, Boxing Scene staff. Who is that? Don't nobody want to stand on their word? Right? Because it's bullshit. Right? And you don't want to be made out to be a liar. So you just put Boxing Scene staff. Huh? Who making up this stuff? Boxing Scene staff? It's like, come on, man. The numbers was 400K, 300K, 200. It's like, come on. And all of this started after Rick Glazier came out with the 61K. Wasn't nobody thinking about Tank pay-per-view numbers until Rick Glazier said something. And this is a fact, right? Me, I was looking for the numbers. I was checking the internet every day looking for Tank Davis pay-per-view numbers. And this is a fact. And I didn't see nothing. I didn't see a damn article. I didn't see a YouTube video about it. Nothing. As soon as Rick Glazer say something, here come the floodgates open. They just open. Oh, no, man, he's lying. He's a hater. He's a racist. It's like, damn, bro, he all this? Damn. Right? Now, this fight with Fulton and Inoue just further proves that Errol Spence Jr. was full of shit. That he didn't have to go by no plan, that he could have went to that he could have struck up a deal with Bob Arum. So what Bob Arum said in that article that I posted on my community, right? What Bob Arum said was true then, right? That the only person that was holding up the fight was Errol Spence Jr. because Al Heyman, right? Because according to Bob Arum, he said Al Heyman was willing to make the fight. So the only person that was holding it up was Errol Spence Jr. And if Fulton is going to Japan to fight, and let's say this fight happens and it goes through, and he goes to Japan and fight a top-ranked fighter, that means that Errol Spence Jr. could have fought a top-ranked fighter, right? What's the difference? Shit, Inoue was on a pound-for-pound list, right? Fulton is a unified champion, right? Shit, Inoue was undisputed. What's the difference? It's not a difference. See, and everything in the dark eventually comes to the light. And this is what I always say. Just wait. Just give it time. Just give it time. And I always tell y'all too on this channel, timing is everything. Timing is everything, right? Now, just think about the Tank Davis timing. Nobody was thinking about pay-per-view numbers until Rick Glazier said something about it. Now the floodgates open. Why? Right? Because they know if his pay-per-view numbers are viewed as that low, they know that people, right? They know that he's not, this star that people think he is. Right? That's basically what it is. Now, see, I just wanted just to do this quick live, man, because I just wanted to just, just point out the truth. Like everything comes out in the end, man. Like, just give it time. Everything comes out. All right. Now, if Fulton goes to Japan and he's a PBC fighter, and if he fights Inoue, who's a top ranked fighter, that means that Errol Spence Jr. was full of shit, right? And he was capping, and he could have fought Terrence Bud Crawford. He just didn't want to, right? He used top rank as the other side of the street as a damn excuse, right? Deontay Wilder, he was advised not to fight Tyson Fury the second time. But what did he do? Did he fight Tyson Fury? Yes or no? Yes. Al Haymon was trying to get Deontay Wilder not to fight Tyson Fury in a rematch. But Deontay Wilder wanted to fight, and could Al Haymon stop it? No. He had to go along with it. He had to go along with it. Right? Man, because if he stopped a boxer from making money, that's against the Muhammad Ali Act. And Al Haymon doesn't want to get sued, in the Muhammad Ali Act. So at the end of the day, it's really up to the fighter, right? Yes, Al Haymon, he advises these guys not to do certain things, right? And he has a lot of, influence and stuff like that. But if a fighter really wants to fight, it's nothing that Al Haymon really can do about it. He has to say, okay, right, and wash his hands with it. So, man, but basically what it is, you guys, like if this fight happened between Fulton and Inoue, Earl Spence Jr. was capping, and he been capping for all this damn time. And like the Tank Davis numbers, you feel what I'm saying? That's just hilarious to me how everybody just came out, right? Like after Rick Glazier said something, right? Man, as soon as he said something, everybody had to discredit him. Everybody had to call him a racist. It's like, come on, bro. Just because he don't like Al Haymon, he's a racist? I don't like Al, so I'm a racist too, huh? I'm a coon, huh? Huh. Yeah, I know. Right? Right, I know. It's sad, bro. It's sad how this, how boxing is going at this point. But yeah, you guys, so let's see how this play on out. I'm hearing the date of May 27th for Earl Spence Jr. versus Keith Thurman. But let's see if that plays on out, right? Because I don't think the Earl is going to come back in May. I think he's going to come back June. That's just, like that's what I've been saying from the start. He's going to come back in June. Right? That's what I've been saying. He's going to come back in June and, and she didn't fight Keith Thurman in an exhibition, right? Because there's nothing on the line. And, his fanboys going to go crazy. They're going to inflate his pay-per-view numbers, right? All this stuff is going to happen. We already know. Like, if you guys don't know by now that the PBC inflate numbers, then, man, I just don't know what the hell to tell you. Right? I just don't know what to tell you. Man, it got plenty of evidence of these guys inflating numbers. The math is not adding up. But y'all don't want to listen to little channels like me. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all would rather go and listen to propaganda from the boxing egos, the Fanons, the Blue Bloods, right? Like, y'all would rather go and listen to their propaganda. And instead of paying attention to the little channels like mine, you feel what I'm saying, who giving you real content, right? Who's showing you articles if they can show you an article, who putting who putting links in the description and all this type of stuff, who not just saying shit out of their mouth, right? People like me who want you to do your own research, right? Shit, like if you don't believe me, do your own research. Right, as simple as that. But yeah, though, you guys, man, like I'm gonna keep this one short. Because it is almost 2:20 in the morning out here in Cali. But I just was up, like checking out a movie. I finally looked at that Eternals. Yeah, man, I wanted to check that one out from Marvel, from the Marvel lineup. So it was pretty good. It wasn't all that. It was pretty good though. It wasn't all that though. So, but yeah, though, you guys, man, I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet, and we just gonna leave it at there. At that right there, and I will be back in, probably a few hours with another live stream on, on another topic or whatever, because we still haven't got Still haven't got an official announcement on the Caleb Plant and Benavidez fight. They say they closing in. I guess they closing in, whatever. But we haven't got an official date, I guess. And I'm waiting for that fight, and I'm waiting for the Devin Haney versus Lomachenko fight. Yeah, I'm waiting for that fight too, because I want to, man, because I just want to just hear what's going to be said after the fight, right? After Devin Haney win, and I just want to just hear what's going to be said, man, because you already know it's going to be a narrative that's going to be ran, right? You already know it's a narrative that's going to be ran. So they're going to run a narrative. As soon as Devin Haney beats Lomachenko, it's going to be something said, negative, right? And another thing about this Fulton fight versus Inoue, right? One more thing. About this fight versus Inoue. See, people, they go around, right, and they talk about power and this and power and power and power. So how is Fulton, right? Like, how is Stephen Fulton going to keep Inoue off of him? Right? Man, because what I was looking at, he got 21 wins and 8 knockouts. Right? So he doesn't have, too much power. So how is he going to keep Inoue off of him? Now watch by me saying this, right? Now watch by me saying, how is Fulton going to keep Inoue off of them? Watch the excuses. Watch something is going to be said. Even though these same people say, how is Tank Davis, but how is Devin Haney going to keep Tank Davis off of him? Right? I'm just saying the same thing that these guys saying. I'm just using 2 different boxers. But watch. Oh man, because Fulton, he has the skill level, he has this, he has that, he has this, he has that. Well, Devin Haney, he doesn't have none of that to keep, to keep Devin Haney. To keep Tank Davis off of him. See, you feel what I'm saying? Because I was looking at Stephen Fulton, he only got 8 knockouts. 8. Right? He only got 8 knockouts. Stephen Fulton only got 8 knockouts. 21 wins, 8 knockouts. So how is he going to keep Inoue off of him, who got 21 knockouts? Right? This is all I'm saying. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. But I know y'all not going to keep the same energy, right? Because it's a black man and it's a Japanese man. I know y'all not going to keep the same energy. Right? I know y'all not going to keep the same energy. But when it's black on black, right? But when it's a black and a Japanese guy, like, I know that most of y'all going to be pulling for Fulton, right? Most of y'all ain't going to even bring up this question. How is Fulton going to keep Inoue off of him, right? Most of y'all ain't going to even bring up that question. Man, but when it comes down to Tank and Devin, shit, y'all bring up that question all the time, right? Devin don't got no power. Devin got pillow fists. Devin got this. Like, Devin, he can't knock out, but Devin can't knock out a bird. Devin can't knock out this. So what the hell can Fulton do? Right? To Inoue. What can Fulton do to Inoue? He doesn't have knockout power either like that. Keep the same energy. But let's see if people keep the same energy. Because I know that, bigger channels, they going to tune in and all that stuff like that. But let's see who's going to keep the same energy on Fulton keeping Inoue off of him, right? Because they love to run with the narrative. How is Devin Haney going to keep Tank off of him with no power? So how is Fulton going to keep Inoue off of him with no power? Right? They bring up Shakur too. Right? They put, oh man, like Shakur, he don't got no knockout. Man, but the man knockout ratio is almost at 50%. Right? Like, with one more knockout, he had 50%. I think him and Devin Haney, they in the high 40s. Very good body puncher, punches across the abs. Fulton might get stopped. Devin and Shakur point take, etc. Shakur, ESP, yeah. Yeah, man, like you feel what I'm saying? Like, but I see Fulton like but in that fight too, I don't think he has the power. And I don't think you feel what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna be able to put Inoue on the back foot. Inoue is not a good back foot fighter. Right? He's not a great back foot fighter. He doesn't fight great off the back foot. But on the front foot, he's excellent. And he's gonna, I don't see Fulton putting him on the back foot, punch quote. Right. I don't see him making him back up in none of that. No, he's going to be coming forward, and Fulton's going to be trying to move, and you feel what I'm saying? Trying to use angles and stuff like that. But eventually, man, he gonna get caught. And I can see him. I can see him. But one person made the great point. They was like Stevenson versus Canelo or somebody. I was like, yeah, I can see something like that happening. You feel what I'm saying? Stevenson versus Canelo when he got laid out. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, like something like that. I could see something like that happen. But hey, but people they probably say I'm gonna be biased. Oh man, you just don't like PBC fighters and do. No, I'm just going with the same logic that y'all going with. How is Fulton gonna keep Inoue off of him if he doesn't have power? Right? That's my opinion. Don't come on here and say, "Oh man, you just hate the PBC fighters." No, I'm just using the same logic that y'all use, right? But how is Devin Haney going to keep Tank Davis off of him? He don't got no power. Okay, but he has an excellent jab, and Tank don't throw jabs, right? Tank don't throw jabs. So if Devin Haney keep that jab popping in his face and don't throw a lazy jab, he has a great chance of just beating that dude or just beating Tank with a jab, swelling up his eye. Right, I can see that happening with Tank. I salute to Rebel Life, man, look, because I agree with him on that. Man, I can see, Devin Haney just popping him with that jab so many times, his eyes just swell up. Right, I can see that happening. But Donaire took a ton of punishment in the first fight to get Inoue. Maybe Fulton has that in him. Nah, man, I don't see that in Fulton. I just don't see it in Fulton. I don't see it. I don't see it, bro. I just don't see it, Punch Cole. Hey, I could be totally wrong. Hopefully, I'm totally wrong. You feel what I'm saying? And he go up in there, he outbox, and he outboxing Inoue, but I don't see it. I see Inoue catching him with one of those, clean shots, and he like, wow, this guy does have power, and now he's in survival mode. That's what I can see, right? And now he's in survival mode, trying to dance around the ring, trying to move, trying to dance. But that's all if this fight, really takes place. Right, because they agree to all the terms and stuff like that. But where have we heard that before? Right. Now they can agree to, to anything. But hey, like if the fight ain't like if they don't got no contract or nothing like that, if nothing like that is signed, then we got the, it's still up in the air. But if this fight does happen, right? This just further proves that Earl Spence Jr. was capping, was full of shit. He was full of shit. This just further proves it. Right? At least Fulton, at least he went into, shit negotiations with Inoue ASAP immediately. At least he didn't beat around the bush and come up with a game plan. And right, you feel what I'm saying? I got this plan, man. I'm gonna do this for 4 years, and then I'm gonna circle back around. Then and then I'm gonna say it's cool. I'm gonna spin the block. Then I'm not gonna never spin the block. I'm gonna be on 54th. But right, I'm gonna be on 54th while you on 47th. Come on, bro. Straight clown behavior. Money is probably good in Japan for small fighters. He'd be a fool to let Heyman talk him out. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. That's probably, that's that's probably what it is. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, no, no. See, like, what I really think it is that Al Heyman, he advised these guys to do other stuff, but it's really, really, really up to them. It's really up to them. And that's why I keep on blaming Earl Spence Jr. for this fight not happening, right? Me, I blame Al, yes, because Al, he has some type of mind control over these guys. You feel what I'm saying? And he can manipulate these guys with words. So I blame Al in that regard, right? But at the same time, it's Earl Spence Jr. It's the fighter. It's the fighters who want to fight. But just like Leon Muhammad said, Al Heyman can't block you for fighting, right? Like, all you got to do is give him his percentages, and he's fine. He got to be fine with that, because if he block you from getting money other places, that's against the Muhammad Ali Act, and his ass can get sued. Period. Right? So Al Heyman, he can advise you not to do this. He can come up with this. He can come up with that. But if you really want to fight a guy, you got to say, Al, check this out. I'm about to do this. Right? I'm about to do this. And then I'll be back. Man, but once you do that and you come back, you're going to be in the doghouse with Al. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be in the doghouse with Al, right? Because he's not, he's not really obligated to get you fights. I mean, well, he's not really obligated to get you a fight every year. I mean, like, he's not really obligated for that. So you will be on the shelf? Yeah. Right? You will probably be on the shelf. Oh yeah, no, you didn't see Leon Muhammad say that about the? Yeah, man, he said about the Muhammad Ali Act. Leon Muhammad said, man, like, if Earl Spence Jr. really wanted that fight, he could have took that $25 million, paid Al Heyman his advisor percentage / manager percentages, right? Because Al Heyman is getting he getting two percentages out of Earl Spence Jr. He getting advisor and manager. Right? He's getting two percentages out of Earl. So Earl, that's all Earl had to do is just pay him his managerial, fee and his advisor fee. And Al Heyman couldn't do shit about nothing. Nothing. He couldn't do nothing about nothing but just let Earl just go over there and fight. Right? But it's Earl. It's Earl the whole time. It's Earl. Right? It's Earl saying that but that Al Heyman, he came up with this plan. No, you came up with the plan. You and Al Heyman came with the plan. Stop blaming Al, just Al. Right? You hiding behind Al Heyman. Like Bob Arum has said, like De La Hoya has said, like many other promoters have said, you hiding. These PBC fighters hide behind Al Heyman. Man, because in the grand scheme of things, they can make these fights on other promotional companies. They just don't. Not right. Every year, Thurman and Jamal and Broner. Oh yeah, for real. Yeah, man. Now he can't really stop nothing, man. Now Al Heyman, the most he can do is try to talk these guys out of stuff. And he's a good talker. Obviously, he's a great talker, right? Because he's talking these guys out of their highest paydays. Right? He talking these guys out of millions of dollars. Right? Because they want to be loyal. Man, but it comes to a point, like AB has said, hey, bro, like, like the money ain't good. Like the money funny. So what? Man, so he had to leave and go and get a bag. The money funny. Right? But when you want to be protected, when you want to stay under that protection plan, you're not going to leave the nest. Right? You're not going to leave the nest because you're being protected. You're in a safe haven. right? You got a nice PR team that can, that leak fake sources. You got Al Heyman who you can hide behind. You can always say, call Al, right? You can always say that. Call Al, call Al, call Al, right? At the same time, you already done called Al and told him, Al, I don't want no parts of that, right? So when they finally call Al, man, but Al, he just gonna come up with some excuse when you already told him you don't even want to fight. Come on. That's exactly what it is. Man, but the reason that I blame Al Heyman because he's a great manipulator, right? Shit, like, man, but obviously he charismatic. Like, you feel what I'm saying? He good with words, obviously, right? And he's a very intelligent brother. Man, I never said that Al Heyman is dumb. Sometimes he can be so smart he's stupid, but no, he's a very intelligent man, right? Because he be making chess moves. I mean, for real, he do chess moves. But yeah, though, man. So that's basically what it is, man. So hopefully we can get this fight with Fulton and Inoue because I do want to see it. And I'm going for Inoue. I'm just being honest. I'm gonna go for Inoue. And it's not because Fulton is a PBC fighter or none of that. I just think that Inoue is a better fighter. That's just my opinion. And I think that Inoue has more power. Right, that's just my opinion. Man, but of the case of Devin Haney and Tank Davis, I think that Devin Haney is more skilled than Tank Davis. That's just my opinion. And I think in that fight, power won't even matter. Right? Shit. Now, in the Shakur versus Tank fight, I think that Shakur would just, he will school the hell out of Tank Davis. He will make Tank look bad. Right? He will make Tank look bad. But Tank, he always got a chance because if he catch him with a left hand, shit, you never know. You never know how these guys gonna react. Because Tank do have power. You feel what I'm saying? He does have power. So yeah, man. So let's see if people gonna keep that same energy, man. Because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, that they not really discussing this. That Inoue is on top rank and that Fulton is on the PBC, right? And if they can fight, why couldn't we get Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford years ago? Oh, because Errol Spence Jr. was using excuses, right? Simple. But everything in the dark eventually gets revealed, right? It eventually comes out. So I'm going to leave it right there, though, you guys. Salute, salute, salute. Y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you part of the playback game, man, I appreciate you too, man. Salute to every last one of y'all for joining into the show. And I'll be back in a few hours or, probably a few hours. Just Odilo TV. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell icon so y'all can be notified. I'm gone.